So for the next part of the video, I'm going to talk through how you would make a splint if you had all of the materials available in order to do one. So the first thing you need is you need some materials. So you need some kind of an electric skillet or a pan that you can heat for water, a heat gun, whatever material you're going to cut or use for your splint, Velcro, both a hook and loop type, liquid soap to prevent sticking, some kind of slotted spoon or a spatula to be able to get the material in and out of the hot water, paper towels, markers, and scissors, or some kind of an X-Acto knife or box cutter. The video that I thought was best recommended scissors so that you can make long, clean cuts. So we just learned in the video before how to make a pattern. So you're going to take your pattern and have that to the side with all of these other materials. You're going to fill the pan that you're using and able to heat with halfway with some type of water. And you're going to turn it on so that it comes to like a simmer. And then you're going to add some liquid soap so that there is no chance of the material sticking into your pan. So from there, you are going to place, while that's heating up, you're going to place your pattern on your material and trace it out. And then you're going to take that material and place it in the pan so that it can soften. When it is softened, you're going to take it out using the right safety precautions, using your spatula, and you're going to take the scissors preferably and make long, smooth cuts to cut out the pattern, keeping that area of where you're making your pattern really clear of any scraps and debris. Because it is soft, it has a higher likelihood that stuff will stick to it, and so you want to make sure that that area is really clean. And then you're going to replace back in the water as needed so that the material stays soft so that you can cut it out. The last part of the splint that you should be cutting out is that thumb piece. And again, you want to just make sure that you're putting it back in and out of the water to make sure it stays soft enough to cut it as clean and neat as possible. You can always check it against the person after it's cut out, but you want to make sure that the temperature of the splint coming in and out of the water is comfortable for them. As we learned from our readings, if it is a little too warm, you can use wet paper towel to like double layer, or you can place a stockinette for comfort. So in order to make the resting intrinsic splint, you want to make sure that the wrist of the client is at 30 or 40 degrees of extension, and that's to make the extrinsic plus splint. You want to mold it against them with smooth, slow motion. For the finger pan area of the splint, you want to make sure that, again, that the wrist stays in that 30-40 degrees of extension, that the MP is about 70 or 90 degrees of flexion, and that the IP has full extension for all of your digits. Your thumb you want at a 45-degree abduction so that the thumb is in line with that index finger, and you want to form all of this to those shapes, keeping in mind the natural curvature of the hand. You want to make sure that you maintain the right arches, the palmar arches, so that it's comfortable as the client wears it. If the client does have ulnar deviation, the edges of the splint can be raised to accommodate for that, but if not, it's best practice to keep it flat. When the client has the now molded splint on them, you want to make sure that you're asking if it's comfortable, if there's any areas that are causing some discomfort or pain, because as you can dip it back in the water to remold it to make sure that it's comfortable. If it's not comfortable, they're not going to wear it. You can use the heat gun at this time to start to smooth the edges. It's called flaring, but I kind of viewed it as rolling it so that there's no sharp areas or any areas that are going to kind of point or poke the skin of the client, causing discomfort and causing them not to want to wear it. You're also going to use the heat gun in the thumb area because you want to make sure that the thenar eminence has room, and that it's clear, and that it's not being cut into, and that all of the muscles, not only of the thenar eminence, but of the whole hand, are accounted for, and that the client really is comfortable so that they can wear it for the extended amount of time that they need to. So once it is fully molded to their hand and it's comfortable and they're not complaining about any areas that are uncomfortable, you're going to start to add the Velcro so that they can wear it. The recommended is to cut out 6 oval shapes of the hook Velcro, and it recommends that you heat the Velcro first before attaching, and this will give a really firm attachment. So as they're pulling on the Velcro straps to put it on and off, the Velcro that's adhered to the splint will really stay there and keep a nice fit. So you're going to attach 2 pieces on the volar side of the splint. So it's going to be from a diagonal line from the PIP joint so that when the Velcro loops over, it's looping over in this area. Then you're going to have 2 pieces of Velcro on the forearm area just proximal of the wrist so that the Velcro is going to go this. And then lastly, towards the end, on the distal end of the forearm in the shaft area, you're going to attach 2 pieces of Velcro on either side. So again, that the Velcro can go around and keep the splint fixed to the patient. And then you always want to make sure that once you have those Velcros on and you're cutting the Velcro to attach over, that you get the just right fit. So we want it to be comfortable and firmly attached, but not so firm that it's cutting in.